On episode 55 of the podcast, I'm going to talk about indicators, bathrooms, and bikes. That shouldn't be a surprise, maybe. I don't know, is it? Let's get into stuff. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Luke Who's Talking podcast with me, Luke. Suspenseful pause there, or awkward one. You be the judge on that one. Anyway, let's get into the first story now. The other day, I was following a truck. Now, it wasn't a big truck. It was like a solid. It was like one of those ones you can drive on a car license. So maybe like a 5 tons. I don't know. You know the ones that I'm talking about. If you don't, I mean, they're a truck as big as a ute. Really, it's like as big as a cruiser. Probably like that sort of size truck. Anyway, but you can drive them on a car license. You don't need a multi-combination. You don't need a medium rigid or anything like that to be able to drive one of these trucks. And anyway, so I was following said truck on the highway, get your motor running, and the truck put its right indicator on. Okay, not unusual. Because it was turning right. However, mild plot twist. The truck was towing a trailer, so just a regular box trailer, and the trailer's left indicator came on. Now here's the thing. The trailer wasn't old, wasn't a run-down trailer, and the truck also wasn't old and run-down. So I was driving along, I was like, oh, yeah, the truck's indicator's on to go right, the trailer indicators on, and it might be a problem. But then I looked and the trailer's left indicator was on. So, like, the truck was going right and the trailer was going left. It was some sort of comedy like, I don't know, Wallace and Gromit. There'd be some sort of penguin would come from nowhere with a glove on its head to try and make itself look like a rooster, and that would then cause one vehicle to go one way and the other vehicle to go the other. But, yeah, I was like, that's okay. See, I'm really struggling for stories if we're talking about indicators, everybody. But when it comes to trailer plugs, though, it's not like it doesn't matter what way you plug it in, because like the plug is sort of, I think they can go either way into the slot. I don't think they have like a top and a bottom, if that makes sense. At least one with like all the pins on them. They got like 8 pins. No, I got more than that. Maybe 10. I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't think what way you put it in. It just works. The indicators just work. Whereas, on this trailer was indicating left and the truck was indicating right. Bizarre, odd, unusual. And that's as bad as exciting that gets. It's a story about indicators, or depending on what part of the world you're from, blinkers. Everybody, let's get into the next story. We're back from that, I don't know, disappointment, substandard. I don't know, I feel like the stories are less jazzy, or maybe I'm making them less jazzy. I talked about indicators. Wow. Anyway, now, this next bit is vaguely exciting, and that is our bathroom. Our bathroom here at the compound is getting a sass up. It is getting a good old sass. Now, it's needed one forever. Now, here's the thing. The bathroom, this may be confusing, though, for some. And I'm not going to get into explaining how this works, but the bathroom actually doesn't have a shower. The bathroom is a bathroom. It has a bath in it and a hand basin or vanity, but it doesn't have a shower. So, and to add some mayo on it, nobody's had a bath for some time. So you're like, you don't have baths? We don't bathe in this house. Anyway, but yes, so the bathroom is getting a reno. Exciting stuff. So the bath is going to get shafted, and there's going to be a shower put there where that is, and a sassy new vanity, and it's exciting. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about this. My 2 older siblings no longer live here in the compound. So it was just myself still at home with the 2 parents. Now, the thing is, 10, 15, 20 years ago, when there was, everybody living here, it would have been great to have a good, decent bathroom. But nah, it didn't happen. But now everybody's left, pretty much. We're going to have a nice bathroom, which almost seems counterintuitive in a way. It's like, well, you got a bathroom. I mean, yeah, it's a good bathroom, but there's like nobody here to... It's sort of like there's no need for it anymore, if that makes sense. But I am going to claim it as like my ensuite, as it were. Even though it's across the hall, it's not adjacent. No, that's adjacent. It's not conjoined. But yes, so I mean, like I say, I'm going to get like a bathroom of sorts. That'd be exciting. But yeah, I was thinking about it the other day. Like, this is getting done now when there's nobody living in the house anymore. But heck, that doesn't matter. The bathroom's getting done, and Mum has taken full advantage, and other various bits and pieces are getting done around the house too. So we're going to there's some new doors going on. They've been here, day of recording, fitting some new doors, and some other bits and pieces. So exciting times. The money's getting spent, which is, well, I mean, what good is cash in the bank these days? Especially with rates so low. Anyway, let's get into the last story, which is actually probably going to be a bit more exciting. So the other weekend, a friend and I, Sam, I think I've mentioned him before here on the podcast, we went to one of the old mining towns here in where we live, which has really taken off as a mountain biking destination. They have some very good tracks there, and a lot of there's been some, I believe, World Championship mountain bike racing and things have happened there too. So it's taken off, which is good. So we went to this particular place, and it was chock-a-block. There were so many people there. I mean, like hundreds. That doesn't seem like a ridiculous exaggeration, but hundreds of people. So I had a bike, but Sam, he had to rent one, which was okay. We got our bikes, went down to where we started the tracks, had a look at the huge map with all the tracks on it, and we're like, what one do we want to do? I think we had 12 options. Anyway, we went for track number 2, which had a blue circle. So there's like sort of intermediate-ish. There's green for easy, blue's like intermediate, and then black's the hard tricky tracks, the black triangle. So we didn't go on any of them. I don't know about next time either. We got on the tracks, and I tell you what, complete and utter workout. But to say varied, and also where we were, the terrain sort of changes quite a bit. Or the foliage and bush and all that sort of stuff changes a bit too. Because one point it was sort of rainforesty, and then it's bush, and it's pretty crazy like that. But anyway, so we got going, and we had to go through like a waterfall-y bit, and then up hills, down hills, and you're going along, you're like, oh, this is all right, and all of a sudden the track just sort of completely goes off the side of a huge rock, and it was an experience, and hard work as well, almost ended up in a tree a couple of times, and there was one bit we got to which was interesting, and it was a huge big bit of rock, maybe, it was pretty long, like it seemed like a long way, and we had to ride over it. So I don't know, I'll just say it was 5 meters, this bit of track we had to go through, which was a rock, like one huge big slate rock, and it was on a bit of an angle, maybe like let's see, I don't know, do you reckon it was 25 degrees maybe, Sam, if you're listening? 15, 20, 25 degrees. Like it was steepish on a slant, and we had to go across it. And it reminded me of when I used to, last year, when I went and rode on the velodrome, on the cycle track here we have in town. And that was, once you got into the corners, you did not stop pedaling. If anything, you pedaled harder, because if you stopped pedaling whilst you were in the banked corners, you would just slide down the track. The bike would just go from underneath you. And this reminded me of that. So it was one of those situations where don't stop on this huge big bit of rock because you would probably fall off and slide down it. So we gunned it across there, and that was, I think, maybe the most, maybe the most risky bits, could I say? Because because all the other bits of the track, if you went off or something, there was something there to stop you, bush or something or other to stop you. But with this big bit of rock, it went for a little way, and there was not really anything to for you to grab hold of, which was wild. And it was a really good time, actually. It was really fun, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. And hopefully at some point we will go back. I think we've maybe thought that possibly going on a weekday probably wouldn't be too bad, because we went on a Sunday and there was a lot of people there, so we're like, maybe a weekday might not be so bad. And also I think coming into summer as well, it'll be more people there, and it'll be chock-a-block. But anyway, went mountain biking, and then afterwards we had a pizza and a beer. I had what was my pizza? My pizza was called a True Blue, and it had a caramelized onion base with walnuts, blue cheese, and also mozzarella cheese. And it was pretty good. And I had a beer from one of the local breweries as well, which is how far away? 30 k's maybe, probably. But it was pretty good, and it was really, really interesting. I'm not sure if you can hear squeaky floor there. Somebody's walked past my room. Anyway, back after this to wrap it up. Well, everybody, that is it for this episode of the podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do something. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's my phone. Notification. What's this? Don't forget your 5 p.m. spoiler for time I may be recording this. Bike ride. Well, I've already done it, so there you go. Anyway, as I was saying, I hope you've enjoyed this, everybody. If you did, I was going to say like, comment, and subscribe. Share it around, all that. You know what to do. You don't need me to tell you. Anyway, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.